Welcome back to the Charisma Check podcast. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Peter Johnson. I'm here to play Dungeons and Dragons with my friends. Do we want to start introducing ourselves? That seems like that might be a good thing to do because it's just me introducing myself right now.
Well, I was thinking, I was thinking today that like maybe we could start to do like, hello, and you're listening to the Charisma Check podcast. I'm Jacob Frank. I play it, or like,
yeah,
just something like that.
We'll start with you then. You volunteered.
Maybe you should have it in writing.
To my right,
Aizen Cruxis, aka Jacob Frank.
Yes, Eladrin Paladin. Then to his right, we have
Nathan Wintermute playing Hawthorne Flaxtop.
And to his right, we have
Carl Belue playing as Pip Hiltfray.
And finally,
Chris Cash playing the tiefling Lilith.
Oh boy. Yes, we did it.
Chris Cash playing Chris Cash.
Achievement unlocked. All right. When last we left our heroes, they had safely rescued 3 sailors by the names of Bell, Chalky, and Maynard, who said that they escaped from their ship, the Tortured Turtle, because the captain had started becoming more and more piratous, and they didn't want to have anything to do with it. After you rescued them from 3 giant crocodiles, they promised that if you could help take back their boat, they would be at your service, whatever that might entail.
Isn't it technically the captain's boat?
It is, if they're the captain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I shall be your captain.
It's called mutiny. So that's where we left off. Knot is still up on the kind of plateau with Dunk and the wagon.
Should we give Knot a weapon? Otherwise, he's just going to slap things.
He's fine.
He's fine. Trust level, not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Miss Bell.
Oh, yes.
I'm assuming Bell is the female.
Yes.
Miss Bell, what happened on the ship that caused y'all to wash ashore here?
Well, we told the captain that we were going to head into town to find some goods to procure and maybe stake out another, mission. We lied to him. We just wanted to get out. So as we were sailing up on the longboat, we were accosted at the shore by these 3 giant crocodiles. Fortunately, you good folk came and saved us.
Yes, you were certainly very fortunate.
This poor Chalky there got sucked under by one of the beasts.
It's okay. He's fine now. Thanks to me.
Yes.
Actually, thanks to Savros.
Just, if we went back, it would be an easy enough lie again to say, hey, I found some more people who want to join our crew. And they'll raise us up. We can get up on board and
Mass mayhem and murder?
Aye, yes. Hopefully not any murder, but,
Yes, but if you're suggesting a mutiny, what defenses shall we be needing to prepare for?
Well, not everyone on the crew agrees with me, but not everyone agrees with the captain either. Hopefully, with enough spirited words and bringing aboard some able adventurers such as yourself, they'll all lay down their arms and we can drive the captain off the ship.
Miss Bell, I try to say this is the most non-creepy way as possible. When you say you'll do anything for us, what exactly do you mean? Not in the dirty way.
Yeah. She says,
fiscally speaking.
Yes. She says,
yes.
Well, the ship's a fine vessel. It could use a few repairs, but it's perfectly capable of sailing. And, if you need to sail around the island or head back to the mainland, or if you wanted us to run missions for you, deliver goods, perform any other high seas services,
Okay.
She makes a good point.
Maybe some piratery.
I would say no.
What makes y'all want to have a mutiny?
So, well, we're not really the pirating kind. That's why we wanted to leave instead of fighting or trying to kill the captain in his sleep. We could have, but it's not in me.
Describe this captain.
Well, his name's Athgar Friedson. He's from the north of Faerun. He comes from the icy areas. He came down and decided to be a sailor in his youth, and with time he became the captain of the Tortured Turtle, and from there, eventually his work kind of started to dry up. He decided to take it upon himself to, do some pirating. He's a rather stalwart fellow. He's getting on in years, though.
What race is he?
He's human.
Does he have any special features we should know about?
Does he have a big feathery hat?
Is there anything on the ship we should be worried about?
Does he have a parrot?
Says, well, aside from being a fairly handy fighter, he can be rather conniving. I would say, though, some of his crew are more to be worried about than him. There's a woman aboard who kind of gives me the creeps. A while back, she drowned, and then she wasn't drowned. We pulled her back up, and she wasn't breathing. We planned on, setting her back out to burial at sea, but before we could, she started back up and spewed out a whole bunch of seawater, and now she seems fine. But ever since then, there's a look in her eye that I don't trust, and she's been known to perform some magical rites that have helped us in our travels. Well, I'd hate to see what else she can do.
What's her name?
I think I might like this person.
Well, we do have a thing with the undead. Yeah, we seem to get along with the undead pretty well.
Are we talking out loud about this, about the undead?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had some experiences.
She calls herself Sister Foam.
Was that what she called herself prior to the incident?
I
just thought
Very interesting.
I thought of another name, like Father Foam. Father Foam.
Sister Foam.
I will say, if you don't want to do this, I totally understand. We'll just be heading on our way.
Well, I think
it
ship is...
sounds like a merry adventure.
Ship sounds like an incredible asset for our undertakings.
Although the name will be changed.
That's quite all right. You can paint over it. I don't much care for it either.
It's a tortured turtle.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gotta go. the sea dragon, or the Bering Strait. I'll be coming up with names while we murder people.
It used to be called the Sea Sprite before the captain took up to piracy.
Too fruity.
It's a much better name.
He thought it was more fearsome, although I don't really see how...
Have you ever heard of the Black Pearl?
No. What is that?
It is a ship with all black sails.
Oh, yes. That would be quite fearsome.
What color are the sails on this ship?
The brown. What other color?
You gotta paint them.
Okay, well...
Well, I'm in favor of acquiring a vessel for our business needs.
It's pretty cheap. We just gotta kill some people.
Or overthrow.
How about overthrow?
Throw over.
But the question is, do we leave not here to
No, how about we take
guard our wagon?
He'll be an extra.
Then what are we going to do with the wagon?
What are we going to do with the wagon? It ain't going to roll away, is it?
And Dunk.
With Dunk. What are we going to do with Dunk? We can't take him on the boat. He's not.
Yeah, he's a yak. We're going to leave him on the land where yaks belong.
Can Dunk swim?
It would be very difficult. It would take some augmentation.
Did you not install some floaties or a buoy system?
He's
inflatable.
He's designed for defense.
So, what did you tell the captain again that you were going to shore for?
We were going back to find supplies and to try to scout out a new, business opportunity, as it were. But
okay, how long does he intend on staying docked?
Until we come back, presumably. But I don't think he would wait forever.
Would he maybe wait for another a time period for such a long rest of sort?
Well, I mean, until tomorrow, if that's what you mean.
Yes, tomorrow morning.
Yes.
We could go camp out of sight offshore and
Indeed, we do have some business of our own to attend to, perhaps.
Should we take care of the lighthouse first, or should we go ahead and tackle the ship? We could use the ship for the lighthouse
I agree. I'm in favor
and
of...
destroy the lighthouse.
I was about to say, does the ship have cannons?
I believe they said
It has two.
2 cannons
Hey,
on each side, or
just one on either side below decks.
we're gonna need more cannons?
Well, that's up to you, but if we're not being pirates, I don't know how many more
we
we
still
need.
need to
Defense from pirates.
protect the
Indeed.
ship.
Well, there are also a couple of ballistae on the top deck.
About what?
Oh, why did you not mention it before?
About what?
Ballistae.
Ballistas.
It's the plural of ballista.
Oh,
The big giant
you could
arrow
have said multiple
shooters.
ballistas.
Well, it's one of the few fancy words I know, so I thought I would show it off.
I can show you some fancy words too.
Well, so decision-making time, I believe.
I feel like the decision's already been made. We
Well,
take the ship before we go.
Indeed. Let's just find a cove or something where we can leave the wagon.
Leave the wagon and stay out of sight of
Yes,
the ship.
away from the main road.
I'm gonna ask real quick. Does anybody on the ship have flintlocks,
Yeah, what is their
blunderbusses,
armament?
something that we should be watching out for all those D6 rolls?
What is that flintlock?
I'm sure it's somewhat.
Gunslinger's cannon, isn't it?
No.
No. Are we counting it as cannon?
No, they don't have
A
any.
cannon is.
No, not to my knowledge, they don't have any firearms, unless someone's stolen one away for a special occasion.
Okay. Side business deal. Weapons dealing.
Yes, Aizen, make a note.
I'm just going to start a new handbook just for ideas of business.
Business
We'll be the
opportunity.
most...
Diversified.
That's the word.
Diversified business.
Diversified business. We have a bakery. I don't know what
Weren't we doing
what
soap?
doing, but
Aren't we doing like soap or
Tourism.
something?
Tourism.
tourism.
Running tours, yes.
Toothpaste? I mean, we were doing some type of hygienic care, right? Or was I mistaken on that? Like,
I believe you
We
were
still have
living
to.
the
We
dream.
still have to get in the business of trolleys. That
oh, trolleys.
Yes.
That's what it was. It wasn't toothpaste.
Trolleys and toothpaste. Welcome to the Trolleys and Toothpaste podcast. Podcast where you brush your teeth while riding a train.
Yeah. Sponsored by Quip. Like every other podcast. I have a Quip. It's fantastic, actually.
we need to get sponsors.
Yeah.
We need to get sponsors now.
Anyway, so basically, while you guys were talking, Chalky and Maynard have drugged the longboat, up on the beach, out of range of any more, giant crocodiles. The one that you dominated, Pip, is gone, as far as you can tell.
Yeah.
He probably fled in terror after what happened. So,
See you later,
yeah.
alligator.
So basically, you guys can either find a place to camp nearby, like up on the plateau, or behind some kind of wind shear or something where you're not visible, or you can just go on ahead to Pescatoon. You'd probably get there after dark at this rate, but you could stay there and come back.
Could we proceed
day.
as far as we could toward Pascatoon along the coast, and when we pretty much get right alongside the boat, that's where we stop?
Oh, the boat is kind of off on the
So it's not-
horizon and deep water.
just
It's
so
not-
directly perpendicular to the beach.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Well then, yes, let's go to the boat.
Do we stay at a cove tonight, or we'll go to Pescatoon?
What's the hour?
You guys set off probably, around midday, and you've made it most of the way to Pescatoon, basically. So it's probably getting towards dusk.
I thought it was already dusk.
Yeah. So I say we camp for the night and
That sounds wonderful.
proceed in the morning.
No, it'll be our first actual camp out.
So, yeah, that's no problem. You guys can kind of slog back up the embankment to where Dunk and Knot are.
Are we keeping track of rations?
Of course.
Okay.
If only,
So-
if only if we had a fishing rod, we could fish.
So do you guys want to go, further inland? Because you're kind of on this maybe a couple 100-foot stretch of land in between where the mountains begin and where the the sea begins. So you could presumably find maybe, some rocks to camp behind if you wanted something to block your campfire.
I'm just worried about the spyglass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think camping behind rocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll what's that? Who wants to try to search? We'll make a survival check. Unless
Why
you
don't we
guys
let the
all
scout
want
do
to
it?
kind of do it.
Well,
Yes, our scout.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
We do have a scout.
yes.
Scouty Pippin.
Scout us a
have a
hardy
brother
Pippin
named Mary?
area.
Or are you just very Mary?
You said survival check?
Yes.
Okay. 13.
13 is good enough.
Okay.
You can find a few, maybe a few dozen yards away as you're kind of headed towards Pescatoon. You find a kind of an outcropping of rock that you could camp behind. And then I guess basically everybody just starts setting up camp. I don't know if you have some kind of ritual you want to establish for setting up camp, like who's doing what, or if you... We don't have to roleplay that.
Well, I'll start spooling out some silver thread
Uh-huh.
from my waist around our campsite to set up an alarm.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll take watch tonight. I can at least take most of the watch. We only really need 2 with me being here. One of you sleep, and then I'll wake you up as I need to go into my trance.
I need my beauty sleep. So,
Sure, I'll wake up.
Well, sure, we'll let the one with the book in her nose,
I could
And-
do some more research.
we'll let the scout, who's actually very well perceptive, sleep. That sounds great.
perfect. I didn't bring a pack with me, so I'll pull up a rock and lay my head on it.
You don't eat anything? Just go straight to sleep?
Going to sleep on an empty stomach
gonna eat a
also. I
ration.
mean, that's when if you go to sleep on a full stomach, that's where you get fat.
I'm going into fasting.
Yeah, because
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting. Bell says if you need another person to keep watch, I can do it for you.
How perceptive are you? Are you very...
Just as perceptive as anyone, I suppose.
What is Belle? Is she a human?
Yes.
Okay. I was about to ask, what does her elf eye see?
are they all humans?
Yes. Chalky, while you guys are talking, who almost drowned, will say, "Oh, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna go to sleep." And he just kind of lays down, like face down on the ground, and just goes to sleep immediately.
Jeez, what's his problem?
It's like he almost died or something.
Yeah.
Didn't he get bitten by an alligator and thrown
Mhm.
underwater?
Mm.
It'll take you.
Does he need first aid or?
Oh, the Aizen.
I took care of that.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, does anybody else do anything before?
Before we all go to bed, I'm just going to talk to everybody. It's like, I've been thinking, isn't it strange how the manor had the artifacts in them already? I recall we never once actually questioned it.
did we ever question the ghost walking the halls either?
Uh-huh.
Did we ever question the ghosts and spirits walking in the halls?
Yeah, you guys.
Did we never?
Oh, you
had, we,
saw
never
those too?
we never had a group discussion about that either.
Wait, there were ghosts in the house.
No, don't worry about it.
You didn't see any of the spiritual phenomenon?
Not a thing. When did this occur?
You do recall that one night you went to sleep feeling like someone kissed you on the cheek and tucked you in, and then you looked and there was no one. So
That was not me.
I thought it was a dream.
What you be dreaming
Can we
about?
have an away from the other party?
yeah, Bell's just kind of looking off like.
Bill, can you keep watch while we go handle some
Oh yeah,
official meeting?
Yes, of course.
I mean, unless you want to talk with us about ghosts and spirits. And the
Oh
undead.
no! Spirits are bad business for sailors. You guys have a meeting. What are you talking about?
I thought I was just dreaming. I just saw this pretty lady and I blinked and she was gone. Thought I was having sleepwalking.
This lady, what can you describe her?
She had hair and a face and she was wearing almost a dress or a gown.
She an elf?
Mm.
I saw
Yeah. Do I remember her name?
If you wrote it down, yeah.
Yes.
You should, because you
Uh,
are one with her. Yes.
Lady Silverheart.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes, I'll just blurt out. Yeah, it's Lady Silverheart. She's a ghost.
How did you know that?
I read the books. I actually read books in library.
Oh, is that what you were doing when we were in the library?
Yes, and I was conducting a seance.
Why are you just now telling this to us?
She's also bound to me.
What? Tells everything you know.
This is where we're living.
Oh, yeah. There's also a second one in there. He's kind of more you should look out for. It's Lord Silverheart. I think he was a lich or a vampire.
Vampire.
Vampire, yes. He was a vampire.
Lilith,
He's a spirit of... What's up?
in the future, when you encounter anything along those lines, you should let us know.
Immediately.
Not just about vampires, but about anything about where we are living, about something crazy happening.
Something that could affect us.
So yeah, the second ghost is a spirit of hate. You might want to look out for him.
Yes, this is the kind of thing that you're supposed to
So the vampire is dead?
We just left a blind man
he's dead,
in
but
our
he's
house
ghost and
with
Essence
ghosts.
still walks the halls.
Well, Foosball's there.
Oh yeah, we're foosball and her.
She can handle herself.
And her
Cassius is there.
Mm-hmm.
He can't see it.
Yeah, he can't see it, so he's not gonna notice the blood full of the room full of blood.
What? What about this? Was it when I threw the bodies on top of you?
No, that was before.
What?
Yeah, I mean, y'all had y'all's ghost encounters of the lovely lady, and I had mine of the Lord. He filled the room with blood. That was lovely. I went back to sleep.
I believe we should talk about this in the morning.
We need to talk about another thing.
Yes.
The artifacts.
Yes, you did bring up a good point. There were 2 artifacts in the manor that... I mean, I've been studying them for a time now and didn't even consider where they might have come from.
I mean, you know, the one was wrapped up in a parcel with a note.
Yes,
that you found.
but we don't know why it was left there, such a valuable piece.
Right. What about the vault? What does the vault come into play? You slept down there. Did you get anything?
I just got a room full of blood. I'm slightly confused. Isn't the vault just like that little closet that we shoved the Rolf into?
That would be the vault. That's what we would know as the vault.
I thought vaults were supposed to be a little bit bigger, not a closet and a basement.
It wasn't a closet. It was a secret room that had a bunch of like empty, basically kind of like storage boxes. Like a
It was a full room we could walk around.
yeah.
I thought it was like a little sliding door, and it's like one space. Like
No, we left Rolf in there.
yeah, I thought we left him in a closet.
We were all in there with Rolf.
Yes.
No, it's like classic bank vault. Like
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I was thinking Borderlands vault. It's just a whole nother dimension.
Yeah, no. There's
No,
a giant alien in it. Surprise.
But Aizen,
Note to self.
you do bring up a good
Aliens in campaign.
point, which was part of the reason I just decided not to bring both artifacts with us. I think keeping them separate is the best way we can prevent any enemies that we may have from getting all of them together.
Which artifact did you bring with you? Did
I
you
brought-
bring the one interstellar travel?
We have to collect all of the pieces.
Yeah, that's
in
right.
order
That's right.
to, attach them to the orrery and get interplanar travel. But I did bring the timepiece of travel, which will allow us some abilities. So if we get in a pickle, perhaps we could get out of there very quickly.
Okay.
We need better communication.
That's what it's coming to.
We probably need more official, unofficial sit downs.
Yes.
Or we could just tell each other in real time.
Oh yeah,
But I didn't even. I
mean-
thought the ghost was just a dream. I thought it was just
if I was to tell y'all about it, that would be ruining your morning omelets. But hey, there's a ghost.
We spent all this time
By
together.
the way, the omelets that day were fantastic.
Oh, thank you. We've spent all this time together. We haven't even actually discussed where we're from and how we came to be who we are today.
Oh well, I'm a criminal, somewhat.
I beg your pardon.
If we're getting to know each other,
I had to go through a very intensive background check for this job.
yeah. I mean, a couple of things happened in the Wizards Academy. I got expelled for demon summoning. Just some normal things.
I no longer.
I thought we were
regret
opening up. Are we not?
talking about this with you.
What about you, Yak guy?
We're all forgetting everybody's names. It's Hawthorne. We even did an introduction at the beginning of the episode.
Well, I got most of my artificing skill from college, and I was employed with the company where I got to practice that for a time. But then I heard about the branch in Acadia of Acquisitions Incorporated and thought it was a great opportunity.
Were you ever in student debt?
You talk about it like it was past tense.
You were always in student debt.
But that was part of the reason I came to Acadia. That's the debt collectors may have a harder time fighting.
All right.
Tax evasion. Love it.
Pip, you served on the line, didn't you?
Yes, for many years. As did you?
Yes, many years.
Fun fact, I'm not actually a tiefling.
Anyways, I've served in the military most of my entire life. Pretty much ever since I was, shortly when I was a young child, somehow transported here through a collision between the Fey world and this world. And now I grew up with a man named Rithian Cruxis, who was, I knew him as my father. He was a kind man. He taught me the belief of Savros, and then he was murdered one day.
Did they catch the
Yes.
person who did it?
For some reason, the name of the person is escaping me.
Raccoose.
Raccoose. Yes.
The name of my father's murderer has escaped me. You'll forgive me.
Well, so much going on lately. But yes, Raccoose murdered my father, but there was a group of adventurers that were able to kill him. And so Savros saw that he met his fate.
Well, Aizen, I'm sorry to hear that. Your father sounds like a great man.
You should have met him. He was a good man. Good man. He was a general, in fact. And he was a great man.
A man of respect.
Yes.
So about this boat and taking a nap.
Yes.
What? All right.
Pip still has to share his story.
Wait, Pip? Oh yeah, Pip. Tell us about you.
If it's too hard, we understand.
Maybe later.
Okay.
Sure.
Maybe.
It took me years to be able to talk about what happened to my father, so I understand. If something tragic happened to you, I can understand.
I have a problem. If you can, when I'm not into my book, I tend to speak freely without thinking.
We've observed.
Yes, I should go back to my book.
Go back to what?
So now what? You guys have opened up to each other.
We were determining who's going to take night watch.
We've already determined.
Yeah.
When do I go?
You sleep. We only need 2 people if I'm around.
Sure thing.
Well, I'm going to just take out my luxurious sleeping bag.
I will pull my rock over again.
It was included in the bedroom.
Here.
I found it in the closet. It just seems very.
I'm gonna ask Pip
The
if he can find another
outside
rock.
is like the outside is like treated canvas, so it's waterproof, and the inside is like downlined, and it's got like a lambskin interior.
I wouldn't be
It's
flashing that around.
super nice.
Pip, you can have my bedroll. I won't be needing it.
You're not going to sleep at all?
No, I don't need to sleep.
Why do you have a bedroll?
It's just I bought this backpack and it came with it.
He's prepared.
That's all.
I'll hand Lilith my rock and I'll take the bedroll from you.
You lift the rock off the ground.
I mean, it was just like.
All right. So that means Belle will take the first watch, I guess. You can trans.
I'll trans.
Yeah. Okay. You can trans for 4 hours. Belle will take the first watch. Okay. And then 4 hours later, you come out of your trance. Belle is just kind of standing over by the outcrop of rocks, staring out at the sea.
Anything happen, Bill?
No. Nothing happened. Just hear everybody snoring. And
Oh, well, you go have a good night's sleep.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
You've had a hard day.
Indeed. And she'll go lay down and go to sleep.
Okay.
So make a perception check for me.
14.
Okay. Basically the rest of the night passes. It's pretty quiet. You can hear the waves breaking in the distance and occasional seagull or other bird, but eventually the kind of dawn breaks and it takes a little while for the sun to really come out because of the mountains to your east. But
normally the sun comes out tomorrow.
Sun will come
So yeah, the night passes uneventfully. Anybody?
I guess I'll wake up.
Yeah. So you guys all get a long rest. Hit points restored, spell slots, all that good stuff.
Did I did I ever get hit?
I don't know. It doesn't matter now.
Okay, good.
Yeah. All right.
Can I make can I make a check to see if I can find like anything that we could eat nearby?
Anything that's not just your rations?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a survival check if you want.
It sounded like you said
10? You find some moss on the rocks. You find a bush with some little red berries on it.
eat the berries. The berries.
I don't want to trust the berries.
But worst that could happen is you die.
Well, why don't you eat the berries, Lilith?
I'll eat the berries.
Okay.
I have a background in survival stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I will look at the berries. I guess
That would take, I'll take either survival or nature.
okay. Whichever one's higher.
Yes.
Survival or nature?
Your life, your
8.
8.
your
You
strength
have-
depends on my life.
You have no idea what they are.
Lilith, have at it.
I guess I'll look at them. I'll say, Lilith, I don't know what those are.
You don't know what these are?
I have no idea what those
They
are.
could be magic berries. Can I do an Arcana check?
Yeah, sure.
On 11 plus my Arcana, which hopefully is high. Yes, it is 7. So 18
And
Arcana.
Hawthorne comes in and makes a tinkering check.
You know these berries have a magical property. When you eat them, you have diarrhea. They're called diarrhea berries.
That's canon.
Yeah.
That's on our future
They're called
Wikipedia page.
Squirt berries.
That's better.
Kind of like diarrhea.
I will actually pluck some of those.
Yeah.
I'm going to take some. I'm not going to eat them. I'm just going to keep them.
Okay.
It's like the berries in Hunger Games.
Is that actually what they did?
Yeah, I said it.
Okay. So we should give these to our new captain.
Mm.
Why don't you try one?
I'm good, thanks.
We have to see if it actually works.
I'm not.
Oh no!
I forgot about him.
I wonder if it. Never mind. It'd be like mercury coming out. It's like
Gray sludge.
All right. Well, let's start packing up the wagon from the camp.
The sailors, since they practically had no possessions when you found them, are ready to go whenever you guys are ready.
Not take my javelin. May it protect you.
Says, "Oh yes, all right.
maybe
do what I
actually you should
can
have
with it."
my javelin. I don't ever use it, and it's
Oh, I don't use my javelin too.
I'm about to
Hey,
change
not-
the game. I make sure I put out the fire.
Oh,
saving the nature.
Smokey
I'll
the Bear be
I'll pee on
proud.
it. I'll pee on the fire.
Good.
So yeah, I'm gonna give not my javelin,
He
my
is your
javelin of
boyfriend.
lightning.
Oh boy! So now you're one-upping his javelin.
Yeah, I'm one upping your javelin. I shall hand him the bolt of Zeus.
Yeah, she's like, not as my boyfriend. I'm giving him this javelin. You back off.
He's all yours. He's all yours.
Says, "Oh, well, that's much better. Yeah, thank you."
You're welcome. Now, join us on a merry band of murder and mayhem.
So it won't be
no.
the last time, I'm sure. Yes.
Lilith, I think that he needs to stay back and watch.
Wait, why? He can change into anybody.
We need him for later.
Yes. We cannot.
We can't afford to lose him.
We need him to turn into the courier
Oh,
for
yeah.
the lighthouse.
He's too valuable.
We can't risk.
Murder and mayhem shall wait.
Lilith, can you take it down one level? Let's just keep it at
Mass
mutiny.
slaughter and mayhem.
One more level, please. Mutiny.
No,
That's all
I
we're at.
assure you
Mass
we're not
beating.
just using you, but we enjoy your company, but we, however, do find you useful.
Yeah,
But
well,
we're not
yes,
just
of
using
course. That's why you're paying me. I understand.
Exactly. Wait, we're paying you?
We're paying him?
Yes, he's a skilled hireling. It's part of the costs of our branch. I talked it over with Mahfouz. She's
Yes.
getting a handle on the finances and particulars, but it's covered.
Oh, we're leaving our finances to her. Oh.
Perhaps her fiance is more attuned to money, though.
Onward to the boat.
Anyway, yeah. So basically, you guys can jump in the longboat and row yourselves out to the larger vessel.
Wait,
It's-
longbow? You mean like an actual Viking longbow?
No,
with
it's
the shield
not.
on the sides?
Like a
It's not
A
quite that
rowboat
big.
or a dinghy?
Yeah, it's
long
bigger than a
dinghy.
dinghy, but
long dinghy.
a long dinghy.
A long dinghy.
Yeah. It's a never mind.
It's a long day.
It's a it's an above average dinghy.
But like compared to the dinghy that we have,
yeah. I mean,
Well, I would hope.
it's not the biggest dinghy you've ever seen.
But it functions.
But
It's how you.
It's got some good girth on that dinghy.
it's how you use
it's,
it.
yeah. Anyway, you guys can load up and row out to the ship.
Is only one person rowing, or or all of us need to row?
Well, there's two sets of oars, so two people could row. But after maybe a solid half hour of rowing, the ship gets bigger and bigger as you approach it. And
Why did they dock so far out? It's not.
well, I mean, they're pirates.
yeah. But
Also,
they're pirates
also
on the other side
looking
of an island.
around, as you're sailing, looking around when you ask that, you can see that this whole area is pretty well littered with large kind of spears of rock jutting up out of the ground.
Oh, how did we
yeah.
not see this before?
Which is, they're not like enormous, but they're definitely hazardous for ships, which is, you're guessing why the lighthouse is.
Is our long
Over
dinghy
here.
safe?
Yes, your long dinghy. You expertly guide your long dinghy in between these hard outcroppings.
Of large protruding rocks.
Yes. Anyway, the tortured turtle is a caravel, which is kind of like a galley. And as you approach, you can see it's got forecastle and a quarterdeck, just like kind of the raised decks on either end. And it's got 3 masts, the large central one and 2 smaller ones. And when you approach, you can see there are some people kind of going about their shiply duties up top. And when you get closer, Belle will say, "All right, so we're just going to say that you're here to join the crew, right? That's what we agreed on?"
Well, don't we also need to come up with a fake job? I mean, that's what you originally set out to do.
Well, I mean, I'll just tell them that you saved me and that you're all interested in sailing the high seas. And,
Piracy. I love piracy.
Most of that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, piracy is fun.
that's
I gotta-
arguable, but
I mean, I got to start the act, right?
yes. You're getting into character.
I'm getting
Yes,
into
I see.
character.
Yes, excellent.
Oh, shipping me timbers. You got to come up with a great captain voice.
So then, as you guys get closer, she'll say, I'll call up to them and they'll raise us up and I'll explain everything.
Okay.
You guys approach. She calls out, "Hey, we're back." Nothing fancy. It's not like a special call. And you see a guy look over who's wearing like a red bandana. He's got an eye patch, very pirate-like. Big, billowing white shirt. He kind of waves down, and then they throw down ropes that the sailors tie up to the the hooks on either end of the above average dinghy, and they start hauling it up to the main deck. And when you get up there, it's, you can kind of clamber up onto the main deck. And when you get up there and you see the ship is kind of in worse shape than you thought it was, like by her description. There's some planks that look like warped and bowed. It looks like some of the cross beams on the sails and stuff are kind of patched together. There's like some small holes in the sails. But it does have, you can see the two ballistae. One is at the front, like on the forecastle, and one's on the quarterdeck.
Do they look like they're in good function?
From what you can see, they look fine.
Okay.
I'll pull out my spyglass so I blend in.
I can punch you in the eye so you have like a makeshift eye patch, black eye.
I go to the nearest crew member. I'm like, ahoy! We rescued these scallywags from near death on the main line.
Make a performance check for me.
Let's see. Ooh.
Yes, I'm standing on the deck. I'm kind of trying to look buff, kind of flexing my muscles.
Yeah.
Your halfling muscles.
Yeah.
Actually, do you wear shoes, or are you like hobbits?
Absolutely, I wear.
Or are you like a furry
That's
feet hobbit?
racist.
Just because we're not humans doesn't mean we don't think about
group of-
germs and dirt.
Talking about shoes, what are those things on your feet, Lilith?
No.
They look rather obtrusive.
These are like the more modern tap shoes. Tappity tap tap.
Tap shoes. They're horse tap shoes.
Don't bother with these lot.
The guy says, "Oh, really? That's great. What are you doing? You want to join us?"
Absolutely,
Yeah. And Bell comes up and like kind of hits him on the shoulder and says, "Yeah, they're here to join the crew. They saved us from these giant crocodiles. Fought them off. It was crazy.
Yes, we
Aye.
did.
Saved Chalky's life." And Chalky's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, it would have been hit or miss with him.
He was in and out for a little bit.
And then as you guys are all talking, from out of the entrance, the doorway on the forecastle, strides a man who is pretty intimidating looking. Think kind of like Sinbad. Yeah, like very dark tan skin. His chest is kind of crisscrossed with small scars. He's wearing very flowing kind of trousers with this sash, and he's got two cutlasses on either side strapped to it. And he's wearing, of course, the big typical pirate hats to go with it.
Feather or no feather?
No feather. Mm.
Does he have an eye patch? How about a peg leg?
He does not. No.
about
He
a-
looks
Claw or a
a hook. No. He looks to be fully able-bodied.
Does he have
Able-bodied?
scurvy?
Tattoos.
Probably.
He's sucking on a lemon when he comes out, so no, he does not have scurvy.
A glorious black beard.
He's like
How about some dreadlocks?
Barbados, except for instead of eating apples, he's over there eating lemons.
Yes, just eating the skin and everything.
Oh,
Ooh.
Just eating.
Now that sounds bad.
I can.
Yeah, he's a monster.
I can eat the skin of an orange, not about the skin of a lemon.
Is it sad that I imagine that taste and I just
Yeah, it's gotta be horrible. But he's just eating it, and there's like lemon juice running down his chin.
We're still appalled.
Yeah.
Is this Belle? Is this the captain? I whispered to her.
She says, "Aye, that's him."
that is cool
that's
looking
pretty
as I
simple.
thought.
And he walks up and he says, "What?"
I'm sorry, I can't stop imagining this big burly man sucking on the lemon.
He just walked up.
No, he's not just sucking on it. He's eating it. He's chewing it.
Okay. I still want to think like Yu Hakusho, the guy just sucking on a pib, but it's a lemon.
He walks up and says, "Bells, what are you doing? Who are these scallywags?"
Oi, we're the new crew.
He says, "What?" He turns to Bell and says, I didn't tell you could bring any of these dirty landlubbers on my ship."
Ooh,
Well, if it
we
weren't,
saved their lives.
if it weren't for us, you would have lost your crew.
Says, "Hey, if they're too stupid to keep their lives when they're sloughing around on the mainland, then that's not my business."
I'm gonna walk up beside him.
More
like,
the
I'm-
reason you need us. Real men and a woman that know what they're doing.
I'm gonna walk up beside him like I know him, and be like, these 3 land lovers right over here. Quite worthless, I do say.
I'll take a group persuasion check. Let's everybody make a persuasion check, and I'll include Bell in that.
And not, what is it not doing?
I thought you told him to stay.
Oh, yeah.
Not spell,
I'm-
Oh no!
Oh, boy.
That looked worse than over here. Than
It's a group check, so
Is it whoever's got the highest?
it's
or-
whoever with more than half of you succeed.
I got a 26.
I've got a 16.
Okay.
I got a 9.
I got a 9.
Oh boy. Well,
Halflings.
the tiebreaker goes to Bell, who got a 15. So it's
I don't know if that's good or not, but I hope it is.
Fridson will just look all of you up and down, and he just he's still chewing on his lemon, and he's got like one hand on one of his cutlasses, and he says, "What do any of you know about sailing?"
The acidic content of that lemon is bad on your tooth enamel.
I'm gonna check with that to see how much I know about.
When you say that, he smiles, and he's just missing multiple teeth.
It doesn't matter.
I would have loved it if he said, "What teeth, laddie?"
Yeah, he just takes out dentures.
Honestly, don't know a lot about sailing, but I know how to fight.
Aye, we know how to bring the death.
Jesus. He says, "That's what I like to hear."
I got a spyglass, and I'll show him my cool spyglass.
Oh God, you showed a pirate something cool.
He's like, "Oh yes, well, we could use one of those."
He just walks up and
He says, "You ever been up in a crow's nest?" And he points up at the top of the main mast, where you can see a small, like, wooden basket on top of it. It's probably 50 feet up in the air.
You got it.
To prove myself, I'll walk over there and try to attempt to climb it.
I mean,
I'm used to climbing trees.
I mean, to get up to a crow's nest, it's usually a rope ladder, or sometimes they climb up the ropes, or sometimes it's a ladder. It's like not supposed to be hard.
Or if you're just playing Assassin's Creed, just cut the rope real quick.
I thought it was-
all
Yeah,
to the top.
hey, it's like just walk up to it, like, hey, we can cut this rope and slingshot ourselves, right?
Well, since Pip just starts doing it without really checking, make a strength athletics check for me.
Come on, Scouty. Scout them hard, Scouty hardened Pippins.
12.
12. You start climbing up the mast, and you find kind of a rope ladder. And as you get maybe 20 feet up, you suddenly realize, oh no, this rope ladder is in really bad shape. And as soon as you realize that, one of the ropes snaps, and you start kind of careening backwards off of the mast.
Are you falling?
Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
6.
Oh no! So you guys see?
I quickly cast Phantasmal Force, and there's a giant bed at the bottom.
Well, that's just an illusion, so that's not going to do anything.
It's like, oh, there's a bed. Bam.
So yeah, from about 20 feet up, you see Pip suddenly start tumbling backwards, heading very quickly for the deck. Is there
I run to
anything?
go catch him.
Yes, I will. I'll shoot a web.
Oh,
Quickly-
Spider-Man!
Quickly take out my wand and shoot a web that kind of just a net
cool.
attached to the mast and the deck.
Forgot
Yes.
you had that.
That's a lot better than my illusionary bed.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that and catch him. So Pip, you land in this sticky web, probably 10 feet off the ground.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you have giant spiders on the ship?
The captain goes, "Oh, that was impressive." And he walks over to you, Hawthorne, and says, "What you got there?"
That's one of the few things that we can do. You just gotta include us in some of what you've got going on.
At this point, you can see you've gathered a crowd of what looks like probably all of the sailors on the ship.
Do we see the creepy lady?
Who have come up. Yes, you do. She is wearing...
Forgot about her.
Yeah, she is wearing...
I have never forgot about her.
kind of like dark, brackish, seawater colored robes that are kind of tattered. She's got a necklace of like seashells. Her hair looks stringy and like perpetually wet.
I'm going to use Divine Sense.
Okay. So that detects fiends, fae, undead.
How anything affected by a hollow spell?
Yeah. You do not detect anything
Nothing.
like that. No.
I'll pull my arm through like some of the webbing, and I'll try to get y'all's attention, and I'll point down at her because I guess I'm right above everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
going to notice her. I'm going to walk up to her and say, you're the ship's caster, aren't you? The spell lady.
She just kind of stares at you. She doesn't blink. She just says...
I was like, the pirate accent. I don't get it. All right, cool. Hi, my name's Lilith.
She says, "What do you know of me?"
Just what the not so good in a fight lady over there said about you. Is that you cast spells? And
She's still unblinking, like looks past you to Belle and just stares at her.
I'm just going to cut the vision and be like, conversations work best when looking at each other, by the way.
So you guys aren't like hiding any of your possessions. You're like openly brandishing magical items and wearing shiny armor and everything.
I left my magical
wearing my
item
shiny
on there.
armor.
I left my magical
I
item.
think I'm glad I'm stuck up in a...
Yeah, the captain has come over to Hawthorne and asked him about the wand and everything, and then he looks up at Pip and the web, and he looks at everybody, and then he looks around and he says, "Well, then I think we'll be relieving you of your possessions." And then he does that dad whistle that I can't do, and you see several sailors draw their weapons, and we'll roll for initiative.
What? That quick?
Yeah, but I think this is where we'll kind of take a break here. We'll stop this episode here, and next time we'll have a full-on combat on the deck of the Tortured Turtle.
I thought it was a tortoise.
Next time on Charisma Check Podcast,
Pirate
will
fight.
the group make it out alive, or will they be one with Davy Jones' locker? Find out on the next episode.
All right, everybody, thank you for listening. We had a great time.
Woo.
We hope you did too. We are now available since we are been accepted on Stitcher. We are available anywhere you can find podcasts. Everywhere. Just search for Charisma Check Podcast and you'll find us. Also, check out our Instagram and our Patreon if you want to support us and all the great things we do. We're going to have some really cool bonus content coming up, including new episodes of Mothership RPG, where we're playing through the Dead Planet module. And you can find new episodes every Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Crocodile merch coming soon.
All right.
One day.
Thank you guys, and we will see you next time.
Bye.